I will always remember the lab from hell. It was the first lab that I managed after joining CHI. You know the one I'm talking about, the one that looks like something out of the 1940s, the one where the doctors and nurses are up in arms over poor turnaround time, the one that never does anything on time or on budget, the one where the whole workforce is going to retire within 5 years. We had committed to Mike, the Chief Operating Officer, that we would lead a complete turnaround. I'd been confident enough to get the job, but when I saw the place, I had to wonder, was it possible? And could I do it in the 2-year time frame? First, I had to figure out what we needed to do. I spent the first 60 days interviewing all the stakeholders, physicians, nurses, executives, and employees. And then in the following 30 days, we put together the mother of all Gantt charts. It was 3 feet high by 12 feet long, and I carried that with me to every meeting. People thought I was nuts. But we used that Gantt chart to set priorities for the first year and monitor ongoing improvement. Methodically, we checked off the main priorities for each stakeholder, and within 6 months, people began to take notice. They actually began to see results. They witnessed the movement across the Gantt chart, completing each task and turning around services and satisfaction. They actually began to believe. A renovation project was approved and self-funded, and the employees helped design a total makeover. Shortly after, we became the employer of choice, and our staff mix changed dramatically. Administration then started to wonder if we might be able to start an outreach business. We captured an exclusive arrangement from Quest and were off and running in 2 years. Early on in the process, we had actually established a new marketing name, just a name. But because the turnaround was so stunning, physicians and nurses were convinced that this was a different lab, not just a different name. So they asked if all their lab work could go to this new lab. We graciously agreed, and the rest is history. The secret to this turnaround was that it was a team effort. I accomplished more than in any other time in my career because I could access the varied expertise at CHI. That Gantt chart, that service turnaround, that lab design, that new outreach business were all possible because I could get answers to my questions, guidance from those that had been there and done that before me. It allowed me to make the right decision, make it rapidly, and then move on to the next challenge knowing that it was all going to be okay. That was 20 years ago, and this experience is the basis for how we structure our management contracts at CHI today. It is also the basis for one of my favorite sayings: none of us is as smart as all of us. We place executives or managers who are supported by our whole team so that we can accelerate the pace of change and deliver remarkable results.